What's going on, Solo? I'm responding to your video. It's not just the diss, it's the disrespect. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. For a lot of brothers who are using academics as a tool to make their life better, we know that there's a lot of things that we can't do, okay, in terms of trying to have fun and, just trying to do what, maybe a younger person may do. Even in college, a lot of the freedom and luxuries that some of the other students got, we didn't necessarily have, or at least the ones that were on their grind, because there were a couple of brothers in there that wanted to have fun, but those are the same brothers that flunked out or got kicked out because of their GPA was too long, and you can't be on academic probation forever. Or even when they did graduate, they ended up finishing, but the GPA was horrible and they didn't really have a major that could allow them to go off in the job market, so they were still then fucked, right? So for a lot of the dudes who was on point, we knew we had to be serious. The second I came on the college campus, I knew I had to have a certain level of focus. And like I said, we know what that means. We know that we're not going to be the most appealing or have time to really get into the whole let me cater myself so that women can get at me. There was brothers that would spend time still trying to be cool, trying to attract women, but we knew for the most part we didn't have time for all that. So for us, dating was always hit or miss. You found some chicks that was into you. Sometimes you would have a quarter where you had more time, or you could spend the summer, but nothing was ever consistent. So the whole concept of a chick feeling you or not feeling you, that wasn't that big of a deal if she said yes to you or no to you, because there were sisters in there trying to do the same thing, play around and have fun, and they got the same reality. They got kicked out, or they ended up finishing with a major that didn't really help them and a poor GPA. But often we would get upset because we felt like the women would say no, but not go with all the facts, not look at the complete resume. And I compare it to a job interview. When you go to a job interview and you leave because you felt like you missed something, or you didn't add something on your resume, or you could have responded better, and you feel like they don't have all the facts in order to hire you or fire you, that pisses you off. It's not because you're afraid of getting hired or getting fired, but you just wanted them to have all the relevant information they needed to get an accurate understanding of who you are. When I go into an interview, I just want to make sure that they have all the information, and I answer all the questions to the best of my ability. My resume is on point, my presentation is on point, so they can have everything, and hopefully they take everything into consideration. That's all I can ask for. Right? So as long as I know that they did that, whether I get the job or not, that's out of my hands. And for a lot of brothers, we feel like, especially the ones that are younger and using academics as a tool, if a chick says no, you ask yourself, did she go over everything though? Right? It's okay that she said no, but did she weigh all the facts? Okay, I know I may not be as cool as the dude over there, but in 5 years, 10 years, where am I going to be? Especially for women whose clock is a whole lot shorter than we are. It's like, maybe she should have factored in that I'm going to be done in 2 years, or I have an internship here. It's like there's a lot of stuff that you feel like they didn't go over. We know that you're just not going to be sold on, the fact that you have a profession and you're going to have a job, right? There's other things that they have to factor in too, but it's a pretty big one. If you look at the black community in terms of stability and finances, I'm sorry, it's pretty big. Maybe in other communities where their reality isn't as bleak, their women don't have to award as many points in regards to men who are professional, because it's like if you're used to every man being professional, it's not a big deal. But in the black community, it kind of is. So sometimes it's like, she said no, but what's really good? You're looking at her age and your age and the reality of things to come, and you don't really feel like she's looked over all the information when she's telling you no. And to be real with you, for a lot of younger black men who use academics, we don't make that same mistake. Okay, don't get me wrong. We all want that ideal bad chick, but we know where we're trying to go, and we know we have a lot to lose. So we're not going to involve ourselves with women that could potentially derail us. And I made this point before about leaving high school. A lot of us had the high school sweethearts, and we had girls we were talking to and messing with. But when we got to college, we let those women go. Or at least the ones that they themselves weren't going to college or JC or, trying to get into some sort of profession and stay productive. We let the ones that were just around go. And lo and behold, those were the same women that got pregnant, had nothing going on. So in order to escape the realities of having to go out and fend for yourself, they would just get pregnant and hide behind motherhood. And we knew that. So we let these girls go. Right? And they cry, oh, can I come see you? Can I come hang out in the dorms? And it was a big no. Because they would see where we're trying to go, and they would know that that's not the reality. And bam, let me try to get pregnant. Okay, so we were able at a younger age to make that decision not to mess with certain women that weren't going in a certain direction. We were. And men, we're the more physical ones, right? We should be the ones on some like, man, I'm just trying to nail whatever chick that, comes my way. If she's bad enough, I'm trying to take her down, right? And that's how it was. We would go to the mall, and man, there was bad chicks everywhere. But we knew, damn, dog, is she at least in the JC or, is she at least in like a trade school or something? Then it was just like, nah, we can't take that bet, right? So we're very mindful of that. Because we know where we're going, to the point now where we meet a chick at a younger age still in school, we're able to say, yeah, we want her to be bad, but we know she has to have her own shit going on, right? We know the reality. So if I fuck up, get with a chick that has no future, she gets pregnant or whatever, there's no excuse for me. I can't write it off as being young. So I have to look over a girl's complete resume, okay? And it got to the point where it didn't matter to me. Even now, I don't care how cute you are. For me, you don't have a profession, it doesn't matter, right? You can't even arouse me sexually, right? If Beyonce came up in front of my face and, was a hood rat with kids, man, she might as well have been Whoopi Goldberg for all I care. And even now, there was girls that, I probably wouldn't have talked to before, but I'm like, yeah, she's cool. But then I look over the complete resume, I'm like, oh, okay, she's in a nursing program, she's working here, she's studying for this, and it's like, oh, okay. Sorry about that phone call. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me award you some more points because I know where I'm trying to go, right? And I know I need to protect myself, and what better way to choose a woman who has a career, right? And this is, relatively younger. This isn't something that, a 30-year-old professional is going to be considering. Young black dudes is considering this, right? Or at least the ones that I'm around and I went to school with, because we were all on the same page. I've never had to talk to any one of my boys or acquaintances or even relatives and fam that was also in college about, yo, man, you need to let that shit go. We all seem to understand. But it was the women who really didn't have that sort of discerning when it came to choosing men in terms of going over the facts. They were still on that literally, I find you attractive, so I'm going to date you. And these are, black women in college. That's what I'm limiting this whole discussion to. Right? So it was the women still messing with the boys, the boyfriends from high school, or if they went out and they saw just a dude on the street, they would holler at him, and lo and behold, there'd be some college party and the same dude was there. So they weren't discerning. So for us, it wasn't even about, man, she told me no, I'm mad and I'm upset. But it's like, yo, you didn't even go over all the facts. You didn't even look over your reality, right? And I've only really been around other people, whether they're black or white or whatever, that have used academics as a tool to get better. And I've seen, the Asian girl, the Indian girl, whatnot, at 21, 22, they already know how to look over all the facts. They already know that they have to consider everything. They know that, the Indian guy who's an engineer, he may not be the best looking in terms of what they may like, but they're looking over the whole package. Well, man, he's about to be an engineer, and he's good enough in terms of the whole complete package, right? Because what does it matter if he's highly attractive, but we're not living in that upper middle class lifestyle when I'm 30. So they look over the complete thing and they make a more of a informed choice in terms of who they're going to choose, right? And a lot of sisters aren't doing that, and they can attribute it to age, but it's bullshit. If men, or if we're supposed to be the immature ones, why is it that the younger professional black men know how to discern who they're looking for and go over a woman's complete resume? Being cute and having a fat ass isn't going to work. I've already said, go to any hood or lower income environment and you'll see bad chicks that are just still there, right? Because the productive men know, we can't make that bet, right? And these are younger men. And the women can't, and they're attributing it to age. And I think it's bullshit. I think it's an excuse. That's all I think it is. It's an excuse that's not going to work. Okay? I think people are a whole lot more mature than they want to lead on, and they use youth as an excuse to cover up bullshit. So anyways, that's my video. I only have 11 minutes. Y'all take it easy. Solo, let me know what you think. Everybody else, you know the drill.